UAW, like I tell you every week, race number 3, reach up there one more time and pull them belts tight.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited.
And don't abuse those tires. They got to last.
Oh, if my car handles good, I'll take care of the tires. Don't worry.
They'll take care of themselves, right?
Yeah, man. Oh, this is the best part of the day right here. Coming down to get the green. The green's out, and boogity, boogity, boogity! Viva Las Vegas!
Right now, since we had the Busch race yesterday, no rain or anything last night, we have 2 pretty good grooves of racing. See Kurt Busch in the 97 car. He gets a good runoff turn 2. He's going to lead them down the backstretch for this first lap.
As the Thunderbirds cross over right above the backstretch, Kurt Busch. You didn't think the hometown favorite was going to let anybody else lead that first lap, did you?
No, and based on his car owner's success here, he might be there all day long because the Roush cars just really dominate this racetrack.
The fight's for third. Brian Vickers, 25 on the inside. Jamie McMurray pounds around the outside to take over third spot.
Darrell, I know a lot depends on how your car's driving, but right now that second groove, especially if you 1 and 2, looks like it's working pretty good and has good grip.
Yeah, Larry, what happens early in the race here? Everybody fights for the bottom, and it gets all bottlenecked up. And if your car will go around the outside, you can pass a lot of race cars early on.
Vickers comes right back for third underneath McMurray at the stripe. He's got it. Had to start this race at the back. We're told Kyle Busch just brushed the wall, driving his first Nextel Cup race in that 84.
Watch this. This kid has done this all weekend long. I watched him practice. He did it qualifying, and bam, he did it just in the second lap of the race.
I know your hot spot was turn 2, but turn 4 has been a hot spot too. But I think what we forget about Kyle Busch, 18 years old. He's making his first Nextel Cup start.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, Larry, you can hit the wall off of turn 4 there, brush it, and keep on going. If you hit the wall down in turn 1, you're probably going to have a lot of damage.
His older brother, Kurt, is our race leader over Casey Kane by just 1 car length. Those 2 cars, though, have 1.2 seconds on the rest of the field.
And just to follow up a little bit, you just run out of room coming off of turn 4. You get back in the gas way, way early back in the middle of 3 and 4, and you're just carrying so much speed, and you just run out of racetrack.
For the lead, Casey Kane puts his Dodge on the bottom of the racetrack and powers through.
Really got a good run off turn 4. When you get a good run off the corner, it makes you look like you've got more horsepower, but it's because you got such a run, was able to pick the throttle up off the corner and stay in it.
Well, speaking of horsepower, I know that Ray and his guys have got an alliance with Penske on the restrictor plate motors, but they do all their own unrestricted engines in-house with their own people, and they are making some smoke right now.
You see Bill Elliott here now in the 91 car. He's making actually his first point start. He ran the Budweiser shootout back at Daytona, started in 10th. He's up to 9th right now. Running a limited schedule.
Now, Brian Vickers has solidified his hold on third place, the 20-year-old Busch Series champion in Rick Hendrick's number 25. Here's Matt Yoakum.
Brian Vickers has been very impressive since he joined the circuit last fall, but he'll tell you he had the qualifying part of his program down early, but he hasn't been able to put together the whole package to close the deal. They felt like they have made huge inroads starting last week at 2 weeks ago at Rockingham when they finished 16th. They feel like that's the main goal today, to solidify and close the deal. Currently running in third. Very happy with his car, while his teammate Jeff Gordon, who has struggled much of the weekend, is certainly on the move, Mike.
Gordon was one of 4 cars who had to start at the back of the field due to engine changes, joining Derek Cope, Kevin LePage, and Ward Burton.
I'm watching him, and they've done a lot of work on that car. Had to repair the body and the chassis, and they got a new engine in it. I would say that Jeff was lacking a little focus this weekend. Friday, he brushes the wall. Saturday, he misses his shift and hurts the engine. But I tell you one thing, he's got it all back now.
And I think the biggest challenge on him and his race team, especially his spotters, we see Kyle Busch in the 84 car. He has problems.
He just hit the wall again off of turn 4, Larry.
But I think the biggest challenge that they've got to do, Robbie Loomis, Jeff Gordon's crew chief, is keep him posted where the leader's at. He's got a good race car. There's no sense in panicking right now.
Jeff Gordon is 30th.
Guys, you're talking about the 24 cars by there this morning that were doing some finishing touches. One of the last cars to come out of the garage area. And one thing they found, Larry and Darrell, is that the right rear part of that body on that car had been knocked down when it hit the wall on Friday. They weren't able to quite get it right to be ready to practice on Saturday, and they had to jack it back up. And once they did that, they really felt like they were going to be able to fix this car and make it go fast today. And so far, it's working.
Kyle Busch will pit. Many folks went to shows last night in Vegas. Kyle spent his evening right next door at the Las Vegas Bull Ring, the short track where he grew up racing. Let's go to the pits.
Kyle's Busch Series crew chief Lance McGrew high atop the box, going to call the repair job here. Kyle came on the radio and said, we've got to fix the fenders on the right side. They're caved in too much in the tires. You can see as the tires are rolled over, the white on the sidewall from brushing up against the wall. 4-tire change here for Kyle Busch.
Slow car in the backstretch. Kirk Shelmerdine takes his car down to the apron and toward pit road. Casey Kane has opened up a 1.7-second lead. This is the first Nextel Cup race that Casey Kane has led.
And buddy, he is just walking away from the rest of the field. I mean, he was driven off and left Kurt back here in the shadows. And there comes Rusty Wallace off turn 4 there. You can get such a good run. Guys wash up the racetrack, about brush the outside wall. If you get a good run underneath of them, you can get 3-4 wide here to start finish line. Even get down on the apron sometimes.
It's a battle for 14th right there. Rusty Wallace in the 2, his teammate Ryan Newman in the 12. And there you see another car, Sterling Marlin in the 40 car. He had some good practice runs yesterday. He looked awfully strong on long runs.
But look at Newman's number 12. He started 5th. He is now backslid to about 13th.
And this joint will do it to you. You get a little off here, and man, you can get run off and left in a hurry, because if you're too tight, you can't get back in the gas. If you're too loose, you're fighting the thing, trying to keep it out of the wall.
We talked about Kyle Busch being 18 years old. The first retiree is 62-year-old Morgan Shepherd. He's taking his car to the garage.
Jimmy Johnson, in 7 laps, took the low Chevy from 12th to 5th, and he's now moved to 3rd.
And what he'd like to move back into is the top 10 in points. Fell out of the top 10 in points after the Rockingham wreck, the DNF, for the first time in 70 races, almost his entire Nextel Cup career.
Speaking of the NASCAR top 10, it's led by Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the Budweiser number 8. And Jr. is back there in 39th spot.
Yeah, he is just really, I don't know what's wrong with his car. There's something wrong with his car, though.
They've really struggled with that car all weekend long. Not a very good qualifying run. Was not very good in practice.
There's something wrong with it. I think it's having possibly an engine problem, or maybe just can't get off the corner good enough to have any straightaway speed, but he is really slow down the straightaway.
Casey Kane out in front of Kurt Busch by 2.6 seconds after 13 laps in Las Vegas.